Hey, welcome to the bow windows part two. I did a little video on the bow windows and it was sort of stupid. But anyway, we got other people are talking about it. And for you guys that don't know, in fact, I didn't know this. I did know it, but I forgot about it or whatever because I don't do this these bow windows a lot. But here, I just put a bow window in this curved wall. Okay, curve this wall. Okay, I'm gonna make that a fixed glass window. And it's going to be fixed glass, and it's going to be, I don't know, 60 inches tall, okay? Now, watch what happens to this window. Here it is right here. And I'm going to stretch it out like this. Now, these are some settings that some people might not be too super familiar. I wonder why that thing's not, it's 9 to center in that room. Now, see what's happening over here? And these are some settings that you got to change. First of all, you got a curved window. Maybe you know, maybe you don't know about this, but here's something over here, sash and frame. Curve the sash. Now it's curved, right? Oh, what's happening over here? Oh, oh, well, something's curved. I haven't finished modifying it yet. I don't know what. Anyway, yeah. And here's something else. Oh, radial. It is radial. And it's curved. Okay. Oh, now it's fixed. That's fixed. There it is, right there. So that's what you got to do. First of all, you've got to come over here to sash and frame. You got to curve the sash, and then over underneath the options, you have these other options. No, underneath casing. You have straight casing. Watch the straight casing. Watch what happens to this casing over in the plan view. You see what a mess that is? So it needs to be, the casing needs to be, let's try it parallel first. Yeah, see that's a mess too. It has to be radial, period. So there's two settings that you got to set, radial. You got to set the radial for the curve, and then you have to set the, how'd that get undone? I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. There. And so that's fixed. And so this guy, he wanted to do a bow window. And Joe Carrick says, well, there's several ways of doing this. One way, and Bill says, well, here, you get your curve, now just put in some lights, five lights. That's one way to do it. And then you can change the thickness of your lights, but it doesn't have any thickness to it, because if you look at it on the inside, you'll see what it looks like on the inside, right here. And it has no thickness to those mullions, right? But here, I think this is Joe's solution to it, W, F6. Here's Joe's solution, and this is really not a bad solution. And first of all, I'm going to tell you right now, always set this so ignore casing for opening resize. Just do it. Just don't futz with it. Just do it. And then come over here to the windows and minimum separation, set that to 0. Now you have a lot of flexibility, okay? So what I did over here, and there's an option, and I just put a bunch of windows in here. And with these windows, I changed the casing and the frame and all that other stuff. And I think it looks pretty good, actually. And there's 5 different windows. Now, I think Joe says mull them together. I didn't mull them. I mean, I didn't mull these things. I mull. I think what mull means is you block it. And I guess you could do that. I didn't see. I don't like mull it. You can mull it. Don't mull it. I don't care. But I didn't mull it. But this is the real key to this thing. And that is, how do you get the look on the inside here? And I've talked about this before, and you got to really understand what's going on here. This orange is the casing, and then you've got a sill, an apron sill, and whatever. That's one piece, and that'll be just one color. Then for the window itself, right in here, you see this right there? That's the frame, and this is the sash. That's the sash. Because I'm going to change that sash. Watch what happens when I change that sash right here. I'm going to select this window, U. I'm going to change the sash at the bottom to 0.25. See that? It's pretty cool, isn't it? I mean, that looks pretty good. Just a little bit of a sash, 0.25. I don't know. You guys, and by the way, I've chosen for my frame to be 3/4 of an inch thick. I don't know. Do you want to make it thicker? Let's make it 1.5 and you'll see what happens. There's the frame. You see that frame just got 3/4 of an inch. I don't know, 1.5 inches. But I think I like it to be 3/4 of an inch because I don't know no better. Now here, look at what I've done here. I've got two different windows here. And if you look at this closely, this window on the left has a different frame depth than that window on the right. What's the frame depth on this window? In the frame depth, 4. It's not fitting the wall anymore, 4. So now if I come over here to select this window, U, and I change the frame, don't fit it to the wall, make it 4 inches. Look at that. See? And you got to have a little bit of a sash to hold that glass in place, and you have a little bit of a frame. And what I did with these two frames is I made the two frames 3/4 of an inch. So it's like a 2x4 in the center here. I can change the frame on the side. See, on the side of 3. Suppose I make it 0.25. Watch what happens now. Look at that. So you can really control the width and the depth of this thing. And see this frame. So I don't know. Okay, how would you want to change this? That's the question. How would you want to change it? This is the way I would want to change it, I think. I think I would want the frame to be right here and around here, but I don't want this to be any bigger. I want that to be a million, just that same size. So how can I do that? Well, let's see if I can do it. Let's just select these 3 windows here and block them. And now I'm going to change the frame depth. I can't change the frame depth. I can't do it anymore. Anyway, this is sort of, I don't know, just, you can almost do what you want. You can almost, you can't. If I want the frame to be just around the windows, what's this? Let me try something else. Control C, Control V, stick it right there. I've done this before. I know I have. I think it's centered right there. 8 to copy it over to here, and now move it back to here. Take this, copy it over to here, and the goal here is to, that looks pretty good, but I want the center mullion to be less than this frame. This is the frame right here, right? This thing right here, that's the frame. This is the sash. The sash, I'm going to keep it the same for all windows, okay? But the frame, I want the frame just to go around the 3 windows and not be in between the windows. So let me see if I can do that. Block this. See if I can change the frame. I can't change the frame. The frame's locked. Once you lock these things, you're locked into place, I guess. So not perfect, but it's pretty good. Pretty good. I don't know what I'm. In fact, I don't even know why you. I guess you block it so you can get a one common label. Sometimes this frame goes between the windows. You get a problem with that. In this case, I didn't get a problem. I got 3 separate windows, and let's see if I just pull this apart a little bit. See, now I'm starting to get that frame in there. You got what I'm saying? So you got to shove that thing right up against there. Now you don't have a frame, a casing. Is that weird? I don't know. I don't know. Wait. How about how about this? The casing, interior casing, overlap the frame 0.75. It doesn't quite give it to me. Actually, it is. Actually, oh, because the frame timer done. Oh, I just have to select these U's and make the frame fit the wall. Okay. Yep. Now that casing covers it right there. It looks like there's a little bit of an overlap there. I don't know why. U. Casing. Width. Okay, I want to see, why is that? Why am I seeing a little bit of this? That's the interior. Yep. Overlap frame. How about what, 5/8? Oops. Oh, that's wrong. U. Casing. Oh, overlap frame. Not 0.75. U. Overlap frame. Casing. 5/8. I don't know what I'm doing. See, it's just a little. I can't get that just perfect in there. That's what I'm getting at. Casing overlap the frame. I don't know, if I added another 8 to it, 6/8, and it looks like it just goes a little too far, and it probably has something to do with it being on an angle and stuff. And so now if I select the frame and make the frame at the bottom, how about I make the frame at the bottom 0.1? There you go. I don't know what you got. I don't know if that's what you want anyway. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. How about if I make the frame not fit the wall, but 4. Don't overlap on the casing. No overlap, 0. U, the frame on the side to be really thin, 0.1. Oh, screw it. You guys play around with it forever. I mean, I'm getting stupid. I'm done.